Well, hello everyone, this is the Road Biker. Today is March 30th, 2016, and I'm heading out to Clinton, which is about an hour ride from here through some very nice back roads. I haven't put up a video in a couple weeks, primarily because I've been waiting for the weather to get a little bit better. I have been riding all along, but just haven't decided to record anything, primarily because I guess I got a little spoiled. A couple weeks back the weather got very warm, and I got ahead of myself thinking, oh, it won't be long before the grass will be nice and green. Trees will have all their leaves out. And it'll look a lot better to record my rides from that standpoint, rather than what I've been seeing the last 6 months, which is empty, bare, brown trees. But today seems like a pretty good day to come out here and kind of catch up on my videos. The only downside is it's been a little bit unseasonable the last day or two. Yesterday we had some very, very high winds, which I guess signifies a cold front coming through. So from March 30th, almost April 1st, here in southern Connecticut, it was 30 degrees. Much colder than expected. And when I ride in the cold, I do a lot of sniffling, and I know I don't like it on my audio track, and I know I've apologized to you guys a lot for that sort of all the sniffling I do because of the cold weather. So anyway, it's probably 41, 43 degrees now. And I always think, 40 degrees is not cold, especially when the sun starts beating down on you, but it is cold when you're on a bike. And when I get a little cold, I breathe through my nose, next thing you know, I'm sniffling again. Oh, you got some golfers out here, or at least one. Oh, he almost fell backwards. I guess he doesn't know what he's doing. Got somebody coming up behind me, I think. So this is North Madison Road, I believe it's called. It's a back road that runs between Guilford and Madison. So I'm going Guilford, Madison over to Clinton. All secondary roads, all back roads. This part of the road, though, is going to take me up quite a few hills, and consequently you're probably going to hear me breathing kind of hard pretty soon. But in general, it's a very nice day to ride. Today's Wednesday, and last Sunday was Easter Sunday, and I actually took the same direction, the same route over to Clinton Harbor, and I made the mistake of thinking, okay, it's sunny, it's 40-something degrees, it should be nice and warm, when in fact it wasn't warm at all. And I wore, at that time, I got my regular gloves on today. I wore the fingerless gloves. One of my hands got cold real quick. Plus the fact, you know, I'm heading down toward the water, Long Island Sound, and the winds on Sunday were blowing the cold air off the water inland. So I got pretty cold. So when I rode this way Sunday, it was kind of nice, but I mean it was on the cool side like it is today. And I came up on this lake here in Guilford, which is kind of isolated. Not a lot of people around, as you can see right here. And some guy was out there on a paddleboard, and I thought, man, that's not very smart. You fall in that water this time of year, out there by yourself. Not a good thing. So I guess of course, you know, there's a lot of people that are starting to get on their bikes now this time of year that haven't been out riding at all. And I can tell that, you know, they're smart enough to really dress for it. It's not to say that I don't know what I'm doing in terms of dressing for colder weather. I mean, I rode all winter long. I was reviewing some of my videos recently, back in February, where I was riding in 18-degree temperatures. So yeah, I can dress for it. But when it gets to around 40 degrees, high 40s, mid 40s, I always think it's much warmer than it is. So I'm trying to learn the lesson there. This is a nice area of my hometown. And right now we're going to take a left-hand turn up here, and we're going to start climbing quite a bit of hills. So my commentary, I'm sure, is either going to drop off substantially, or I'm going to struggle with talking to you guys. So anyway, whoops. One of the first subjects I wanted to talk about this morning is I recently did a number of upgrades to my bike, one of which is replacing the wheels with a Shimano 501 wheel set. And again, I'm an entry-level road biker guy. Didn't spend a lot for the bike. Didn't want to throw a lot of money into components that are probably worth more than the bike itself. So for me, from a price standpoint, the 501s made a lot of sense. And the reason I'm bringing those up is that one of the things that I noticed prior to my changing to this wheel set, whoop, dealing with the hill already. Let me try to pace myself so that I can both talk to you guys and not try to crush these hills, which probably wouldn't do anyway, right? But the reason I bring up the wheel set is before I change them out, I was getting quite a bit of noise from my brake pads, and I did replace them, and obviously that fixed my noise with the brake pads when applied. But what I noticed was, oh God, let's see, maybe after maybe 50, 100 miles, I started noticing some more noise coming back when I applied the brakes. So coincidentally, I did my upgrades, put on a new wheel set, and I will tell you, I absolutely have no noise whatsoever from my brakes or the brake pads. So what does that mean? Well, not exactly sure, but what it suggested to me was the wheels that came with the bike, my Vilano Shadow, were not only pretty cheap wheels to begin with, but secondarily, I think they contributed a great deal to the brake noise I was getting. In other words, there's quite a bit of metal buildup that I found in the brake pads. It can only come from one place, right? Got to come from the rims, from the wheels. So that was kind of a surprising little development that I came across quite by accident. So in terms of what do you get for upgrading your wheel set, other than, in my case, a much more aero wheel to begin with, a stronger wheel, a wheel that is much faster, and at least from my point of view, a much better looking wheel set. I also had the added benefit of finding a wheel that literally isn't falling apart when I put on the brakes. So, just one of those things I wanted to make an observation about, pass it along to you guys. And I can feel my nose running a little bit, which probably means I'm already beginning to sniffle. Ooh. Yeah, we're still going uphill. Slight grade, maybe 1-2%. Every so often it goes up to 3 and 5. Oof. Quite day. It's really great to be able to ride my bike essentially anytime I want and take advantage of these days of the week and these hours of the day where you find very limited traffic on the road. It's nice. Yeah, all right. It's a fairly good piece of hill. When I rode this way Sunday, Easter Sunday last week, I was riding into a headwind, maybe 6 knots, 6 miles per hour. It's just amazing how what a little bit of wind can do to your performance. Guy up there on the roof doing some repairs or some maintenance around the cupola up there on the roof. Yeah, so that was my first topic, talking about one of the benefits of going to a upgrade of your wheel set on your entry-level road bikes. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Just over, or just turned 4 miles into this ride. If I remember correctly, I got another 3/10 of a mile. The kind of the top of this initial climb that I'm on. So you may be able to tell, not exactly burning up the pace, but that's because I got a long way to go. I need my energy for later on. So based on those leaves that are blowing by the road, I'm not dealing with a headwind anyway. Actually, I think the forecast today was winds maybe 6 miles an hour. Compared to yesterday, and they were gusting 30, 40 miles an hour along the shoreline here in Connecticut. Was not a day to be on a bike. I've been on my bike with 20 mile an hour winds, 25 mile an hour gusts, and as ugly as that is to drive into them when they're a headwind, it gets a little dangerous when they're a crosswind. I was actually on the road the other day, kind of a main drag. Fairly good crosswind, and the big ass box truck went by me, and just the change in wind that he made going by me, man, I thought I was going to take a tumble. Surprised me somewhat. Yeah, so Sunday was a Easter Sunday, and I took a 32-mile ride out to Clinton Harbor. And that's kind of where I'm going today. Okay, 4.7 miles. And this is where I generally stop for a minute, catch my breath, just kind of recover. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you will subscribe to this channel. Subscribe by clicking that subscribe box you see just right there. And as always, your comments are welcome, so please feel free to post them. This is The Road Biker. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.